Welcome back. My name is Nikki Schumacher, and I am practically imperfect in every single way. This community seeks to help each other love our families practically and imperfectly. Did you guys know that when I started my channel, I was in a very cult-like organization called the Worldwide Dream Builders. It is affiliated with the Amway Corporation. Amway has great products. They're not like organic or anything. A lot of them I wouldn't use, but that I've been out for, oh my goodness, 7 years, and it's still to this day. That business was the worst regret of my life. I was in it for 10 years. And I regret it so much. You know what? My lips are looking a little dry. Let's see if I can find something. Ooh. Let's see, where can I set you so that I can put this on? I have been, this is e.l.f. lip stain. Obviously, I'm not sponsored because have the tiniest channel ever, and what are we, 3,000, 4,000? I don't think we're 4,000 subscribers, are we? But since I took such a long break, my views are like all over the place. But yes, the heart of this video, I think, is going to be about, it's going to be a one-take wonder. I don't have time for editing. That's something that holds me back from making videos, is that I do not have time for editing with, anyway. This is going to be about Amway, when I was in Amway, Worldwide Dream Builders specifically. And that really affected my life for the negative. Now, God works all things for the good of those who love Him, Romans 8:28. So, no regrets. Except I really do have regrets. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. The biggest regret is that my dad, in the 10 years I was in Amway, I spent so much money on that business that I couldn't afford plane tickets to go see my father more than twice in that 10 years, and then he died. So shortly after I quit. So that's the biggest regret right there. But you can learn. God can use prison to teach you something. That doesn't mean you should go to prison on purpose. And yes, I met a lot of great people when I was in Amway. My upline, I don't know if I should say their names, but a lot of my upline were really good people. I really think that they were not trying to hurt anybody. The line of sponsorship I was in, most of the people were Christian people, really trying to serve the Lord with what they did, not afraid to share Christ with someone, even if it might scare them away from the business. But I did have one upline who was super mean and would have probably eaten me if we were stuck on a deserted island together. I think this person would have cannibalized. And I really believe that this person was so mean and so deceptive and just a really mean person. But that is just, whatever. Even the good people who were in that business, and some really good people, like, I don't want to throw them under the bus, because don't we all have stupid things that we have done? And you take the good and the bad. Like, Moses himself did not make it into the promised land. Oh my gosh. Because my phone is cracked and broken, but I just cleaned so it's blurry because it's a broken phone, but cleaning the lens just now helped. Moses lost his temper and didn't make it into the promised land, okay? Even him, he fell. And a lot of these people, I think they had good intentions, but they were unknowingly employing cult-like practices to keep people in the business, and I fell for it. And now, 7 years later, it's like, oh my gosh, my husband, he has a ministry called The Beginning of Wisdom. It's here on YouTube, and he has a blog. And he has tons of content on there, and he ministers to those who have been in cults. And the crazy thing is, it's like we weren't in a cult, but the practices that they used to keep us in there were the exact, a lot of it was verbatim what cults say to keep their people in. And my time in there, it really broke my spirit. It completely took all of my personality away. And yeah, I would say it was also very isolating. It was very, very isolating. I lost a lot of community, and I didn't have postpartum support. It was so start at the very beginning. It's a very good place to start. I think, okay, so there's the camera. This is a phone, so I'm just staring into the abyss, hoping I'm looking into your eyes, and I don't really know. But how you liking my hair today? It's let's see, I washed it on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. So this is day 5. I have bathed, I just didn't rewash because the humidity down here, it's a whole thing I've had to learn. Anyway, but I think it's looking okay today. I've learned some things about how to take care of wavy hair, which I didn't even know I had hair this wavy. Well, I did, but whenever I go back to Idaho, it's all straight. And then, so beginning is, you know, I have a heart for the Lord. I have a heart for ministry. Before getting into the Amway business, I was a musician at my church. And I was, around the time we got into Amway, I was offered a recording contract. I've been offered a couple recording contracts. I was very into music. We'll say that. My husband was a professional musician as well. His band had quit, I guess, fallen apart. I don't know if fallen apart is a fair thing to say. They all moved on. Their band had been together a long time. They moved on about the time he and I got married. But I had grown up very broke, and I'd always wanted to have good finances, not in a like materialistic way, but just to steward my money the way Proverbs tells us to do. A good man leaves an inheritance to his children. And that's a verse they say a lot from the Amway stage. Whoo, doggy. Yes, they do. But I didn't know how. I mean, I grew up really poor. I was the poorest person I knew growing up, and that's saying a lot. I was the kid that at Christmas, when they gathered money to give a family for Christmas, that was my family. And God bless you for doing that. That really, thank you, church. You made a difference in my life. So fast forward, I'm graduating from college, and I'm trying to figure out, okay, like I want to do good with this money thing. And I didn't know, like, how do people get rich? Or even just, so to me, I thought it was rich if you just like lived in a decent house and drove a decent car and always had food in your fridge. To me, that's what I was talking about when I meant get rich. I wasn't talking about like generational wealth or anything. Let me drink some water. Oh no. Oh, I have some. I have another bottle here. But I should pour it over the ice though. That's gonna be so much better. Sorry guys. Fast forward if you don't want to see me like, you don't want to see me pour water over my ice. It's hot, okay? It's not hot in the car, and I am sorry about the air conditioner going, but it's freaking Mississippi. Actually, I'm in Alabama today, but we live on the border of Alabama and Mississippi. So, was trying to figure it out, and a friend showed me ACN, and I thought, that's cool. ACN was like a phone company back in the day. It was a multi-level marketing, and I'd never heard of multi-level marketing before. I had bought products from like Avon and Mary Kay ladies, but they'd never showed me the business. I would have gotten sponsored really by any multi-level marketing scheme that showed me the business plan probably could have sponsored me. So a friend showed me ACN, which is like a phone company one, and I was like, oh, this is how people make money. Now it made sense. It was like, instead of trading time for money, you buy assets. And that's true. There's truth to that. And I learned something. So I was like, okay, I think I will do ACN, but I'll look at some other multi-level marketing. Drew and I were engaged, and he had looked at ACN as well, not with me, but separately, like when we weren't, I don't know if we were dating or if we were just friends at the time. He had looked at it as well with another friend, and he said that he was interested in it. And, but we were engaged, and I thought, okay, well, we'll keep researching, but let's not join a business or start a business until after we're married. So we kept researching, and I don't know, I think we were new. Oh yes, we were engaged, and we were sitting at Java Coffee Shop in Boise, Idaho. I think it was, is it the Java? Right next door to the old spaghetti factory, which is not there anymore. And it's a great coffee shop. You've got to check it out. So good. Oh my goodness. The coffee down here in the South is just not the same. It's so sweet. They put just so much sugar in it. I'm sorry. But anyway, we were at that coffee shop, and a lady, people in Idaho, you got to realize they're very friendly. If you're sitting in a coffee shop, it's not just going to be people you know that are talking to you, or this is how it was. So we didn't think anything of it. This lady struck up a conversation with us and asked us what we do. At the time, I think we were working as church musicians, and we also were working at the prisons, running the commissary program. And I was like, this is not what I want to do forever. And she's like, well, what do you want to do? And I was like, I think I want to get into some kind of multi-level marketing. Turns out she was in Worldwide Dream Builders, which plugs into Amway for products. She got our number. Her husband showed us the plan. But we were engaged, and we're like, yes, we want to do it, but we want to like finish getting married first. And we were in wedding planning stage, not planning the wedding, we were executing. So she came to the wedding, beautiful gal, very beautiful lady, and very smart. And a couple months after we got married, 3 months later after we got married, we called them back and said, okay, please sponsor us. I think they were surprised because it was like 6 months from when they showed us the plan to when we called them back and got sponsored. And I think we were the first people they ever sponsored. They might have sponsored people before us that had started and quit. Anyway, so we got into business with them, and it's just that, like, for me, I didn't know how to make money. This was the first people that were ever like, okay, I will show you how. Here are some books to read on how to make money. And I did not know anything except maybe to work and save and not be in a lot of debt. We weren't in a lot of debt. I knew not to do that. We had some student loans, but which I regret those. I repent. Yeah, that's what it was, is that we just didn't know how to make money. Well, I didn't. I shouldn't speak for my husband. Anyway, so we got involved, and it's so crazy because I don't want to throw Drew's parents under the bus because they're some of my favorite people, but we consider that he kind of grew up in a cult called the Way International, and we do think that that's a cult. And so it's kind of crazy that we fell for the Worldwide Dream Builders thing. It's not a cult. Worldwide Dream Builders is not a cult. These are not wicked people for the most part. We did make money in it, and people do make money in it. We didn't turn any great profit, but for the amount of work we put in, we did not turn a great profit. But I think it's fine that we got sponsored. I think we should have quit sooner. We should have quit after a year or two. We learned a lot about business, but it wasn't working for us. The business model was not working for us. We're just not cool. We're not salesmen, you know, and it doesn't work for most people, but we can honestly say, and my upline, many of them honestly said that we did all the work habit that they say that you're supposed to do to have XYZ results. We had such good work habit for the entire 10 years we were in that business. Everything's a numbers game. Well, we did the numbers, and did not work. But we stayed in way too long, even though we weren't good in it. We weren't good at it, and we stayed in way too long because of the brainwashing. And I don't know if I don't think a lot of my upline, like, this is hard. It's hard for me to say anything bad about them. They are lovely people. Like, they would never deny Christ. And there's a lot of good people in that business. I think they should quit. I think everyone should quit it. I think everyone should quit the business. I really do. Will I still buy the products? Yeah. Because guess what? Walmart and Target aren't good businesses either. Bezos isn't a good business. And I mean, I'll do my best to buy local made items for every single thing, but I mean, it's like a meat sacrifice to idols type of thing. There is no perfect store to buy your stuff from that isn't problematic somewhere, and we just do our best. And yeah, actually, I do try to buy locally made things as much as I can, but you know, sometimes you just need a pair of shoes, okay? Or you need laundry soap, and you're not gonna make it yourself, okay? Homemade laundry soap does not work. But so the cult-like practices, and maybe this should just be another video, but they really isolate you. Like, the line of sponsorship we were in, they want you to put 10 hours a week into the business. Well, if you work 40 hours a week and you have hygiene and stuff, they want you to go to a business meeting 3 to 5 nights a week, which means you're missing out on social life. You're missing out on church. I mean, you can go to church on Sundays, but you're missing out on the midweek church service. Not that it's a sin to miss out on the midweek church service, but then a lot of times Drew, like, had to work on Sundays because his schedule changed. Had to work on Sundays, and then we kept thinking, oh, well, we'll find a Sunday night service. Well, we could never find a Sunday night service. And so then we were really isolated from our church. I think that's one of the biggest things they do, is they isolate you. And that's what cults do. They isolate you. And like, a lot of the people from stage, like Brad Duncan is known. Is it Brad Duncan or his brother? They're like, snip. If anybody's negative towards you, they suggest that you just cut them off, which is totally unbiblical. If your brother sins against you, you go to him and let him know so that he has a chance to repent. But just being negative, that's not sinning against you, okay? So they encourage you to do that. And I'm sorry if you go to these meetings 3 to 5 nights a week, and then you can't miss the functions. The functions are quarterly. And then part of core, there are 10 steps of core that you have to do to be a good IBO, independent business owner. One of the steps of core is to listen to the tapes. They're not really tapes anymore. It's all digital download. To listen to the download. So you have to listen to the CDs every day, and you have to read 10 pages in a nonfiction book every day. And a lot of the books were good. They were like, a lot of the books were actually good, like things, like just business books, things by Robert Kiyosaki, who I agree with on a lot of things and disagree with him on other things. John Maxwell. Honestly, John Maxwell books are a little fluffy. There's not much to them, but I did learn things from them because, I don't know. Some of the books are good, but you're reading these books every day, and you're listening to the tapes every day. I've just dated myself. Tapes haven't even been a thing since I was a little kid, but they were a thing, okay? You're doing the books and the CDs or tapes or digital download or whatever, and you brainwash yourself that way. You really do, and that's what happened. It's so cringy. Oh my gosh, it's so cringy. But, so yeah, I was in for 10 years. It feels like it ruined my life. It didn't, but, and then they say things all the time, like, if you quit the business, you're gonna be poor and get a divorce. And the minute we quit the business, our finances boomed. Yeah, our finances really improved when we quit the business, actually. And we are not divorced, okay? I think our first date was 23 years ago. I don't remember how long we've been married and how long we've been together, because we dated off and on for like 6 years, then we got married in 2008. So I think we've been married 17 or 18 years together, best friends for 23 years. That's all I know. And yeah, we didn't get a divorce because we are not in the business anymore. But they really scare you into thinking that if you quit, that you're going to be broke and divorced. They say that all the time and across the state, or they did. They said that on the stage a lot. And my upline, some of them would say that. I went into the business an accomplished musician who was known around town, and I could gig, and I didn't realize how much progress I'd made in networking in the music industry, and like literally every musician I used to play with ended up like kind of getting famous, or maybe not famous, but they really progressed in their music. Like I used to play shows with Ryan Stevenson, Desiree Bronson. Oh no, I never played. Did I play? Oh yeah, Desiree Bronson and I were in the same, it was like we were in a singing contest together, and we went to college together. But anyway, so like a lot of the local musicians that I used to work with like succeeded, and I joined Amway. But God knows what he's doing. I do believe that, like, yeah. Anyway, so we did our best in that business. We never lied to anybody, or we didn't mean to. I don't think we meant to lie to anyone or deceive anyone. We offended a lot of our downline, crossline, upline. One upline who was not Christian was like, you should share your faith less, and that is not the norm. Most of these people are some kind of evangelical Christian. We had some crossline that were LDS, of course, living in Idaho. I'm trying to think. I mean, really all religions are in Amway, but being in Worldwide Dream Builders, most were evangelical Christians. And then, of course, in Idaho, there's going to be the Mormonism. And, but anyway, there's so much more I could say, but this video is already super long. Do you guys have questions? I really think I could make a video of like the 10 cult-like practices that, anyway, I'm still healing from that business. I'm getting to where I like have a personality again. It killed my personality because all I had time to do was take care of my kids and be in that business. And like, I used to like watching UFC, or like, it was just Amway and Bible. My spiritual walk, of course, I would never let go of. So it was just my spiritual life and Amway, my business. And so like completely turned into an Ambot. And then I used to be a professional musician. We used to like get together with our friends and watch UFC. I used to be a runner. I can't run anymore. I mean, that's a whole other can of worms. But I used to be really into running. And so I'm just like trying to still, to this day, get my personality back. I literally used to play guitar and I have forgotten how, because I was in that business for 10 years and sold my guitar to make it do a function. That is the stupidest thing ever. Don't ever sell tools. You know, your tools, don't ever sell your tools. If you're a musician and you're like selling a guitar so that you can get a better guitar, sure. But don't like sell your last tool. Like if you are a roofer, don't sell your roofing tools, okay? Anyway, there's so much more I could say, but the other day, Drew and I were laughing so hard because we were singing hymns in the car, or just, not just hymns, just like singing in the car, because we both like to sing. And he was like, what's another song? I'm trying to think of another song. And I remembered one of the songs that they used to play at the Amway functions. They had this band that's not together anymore called Day One, and it was horrible music, really cheesy. They weren't very good musicians, but they would do cover songs, and this one they parody. Anyway, I started singing one of those songs and Drew just about died. I get knocked down, but I get up again. You're never gonna keep me down. And it had actions, and this is your diamond way. Oh my goodness, so cringy. So cringy. If I hurt you with that business, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I repent. I brought a lot of, we were double legal at one point, which is, they told us we were some of the top 2 to 5%ers in that business. And I'm still friends with a lot of my downline that we sponsored, and I'm so sorry. I don't want you to be in a multi-level marketing business. You can actually go after your dreams and accomplish them without that business. And that's one of the other things. They're like telling you can't, they're like, the likelihood of you being an author or a singer or whatever, they just like actually kill your dreams when they're supposed to be building your dreams. And Drew's dream was to be an apologist. And one day we were in the business, it wasn't growing, and I was like, Drew, we're not growing the business. You might as well just start your dream of being an apologist. And apologist means like a defender of the faith. So he is very easy. It's easy to him to defend the Christian faith. He is an expert really at the Bible and theology and defending it against cults, which is really ironic because we were in Worldwide Dream Builders, which wasn't a cult, but the tactics they employed to keep us in that business, oh my gosh, it's so humbling that I was married to him, who is like an expert at apologetics and theology and helping people not be in cults, and then we were in that. So yeah, so I just like, why don't you just start? And so he started his theology channel, and it grew. And I mean, it's still a side thing for him. He helps people with it as much as he can outside of work. And it grew, and I think that opened our eyes. Like, that they told him he couldn't do his dreams. They told us both that we couldn't do our dreams without that business. And like, actually, the minute we quit, our dreams came much easier. So I'm still trying to figure out what my dreams even are, but I do know that I want to follow the Lord with all my heart, soul, mind, and strength, and raise my children in the fear and admonition of the Lord. And I've been able to homeschool. I've been able to spend a lot more time with them. And oh my gosh, when my mind cooled on the business was one of my upline was encouraging me to quit breastfeeding so that I could have an easier time making it to the functions without getting mastitis. So I mean, some of these people are like really like way sold on this business, and it's not that I don't think that their salvation is in question. I just think they're in error. And so I hope I was gracious, because I really love some of those people that I was in business with. Some of them are still pretty good friends to this day, but I could say so much more, but this video is already 29 minutes long. And so, yeah, leave in the comments questions you have, or if you were ever victimized by Worldwide Dream Builders. But keep it gracious, because nobody's perfect, okay? Love you. Grace and peace.